Good afternoon, everyone. It's Rachel here, and I thought I would just share some of the lovely handmade gifts I received over Christmas, and also something that I've been working on. It's not finished yet, but I thought I'd share it with you anyway. So let's start with Mum's pouch here. She gave me this for Christmas, which I absolutely love it, and it's a trifold with toile inside and just true juju style, and that's the reverse side with one of my ladies. Isn't she beautiful? And Mum's done some stitching, and she's couched some string around it, which I thought was lovely. And in true juju fashion, we have the tacking left in it, and I'm going to leave that there because that reminds me of Mum. What do I have inside? Oh, just bits and pieces of plain fabrics and postcards. So that's gift number one. Then Corrine gave all of us a beautiful caddy, and just really lovely, and just such a thoughtful gift. And it's made with Jennifer Clouston's pattern, and I think Corrine was a little bit entertained. I couldn't get my head around what I was supposed to put in it, and then I sort of chatted to her, and notions like little scissors and pins and that sort of thing, and then filled this with threads. So that's what I did when we were traveling around, but it's really beautiful. And I couldn't find it. I thought I'd lost it. I thought maybe my mum or my sister took it by accident. I had hung it on one of my hooks over there, so that's where that is. And she has a friend, I can't remember her name, that makes these, and they are shoppers. So there's a bag in there, and you keep it in your handbag, and then you have a shopping bag. So and that's all machine quilted. Very complex thing here. I wouldn't like to have to make it, but it's got a lovely pocket in there. And so that's a very useful gift. The final gift, then Corrine also whipped out one day when we were sitting stitching this box, and it had all the pieces in to make a mouse. So, of course, I was a vagabond and said I wasn't making a mouse, and Corrine very kindly made it for me, and I absolutely love it. Look, she even put a little embroidery on the dress and dressed the little mousey. And so I really appreciate her making that, and it does stand up. So I absolutely love the little mouse, and that was the tin that all the pieces came in. Look, it's so cute. It's such a clever design. It's someone else's pattern, and she's been making them for her mouse house. So I thought they were knitted or crocheted, but they're not. They're made with a jersey. And then finally, my sister gave us this one each. I'll zoom in so you can see the beauty of it. She gave us this tin that she made, and I'm hoping she'll do a video. Gorgeous slow stitch piece on top. She covered it in with my papers, and then, sorry, I just put those in there, but she made a little square basket. This is the best one I've seen, I think, Sazy. I'm looking forward to you showing us how to make that. Absolutely love it. And then a really cute little needle book. So it's meant to be like a little travel box that you take away with you. So between Corrine and Sas, I'm set, and all my hundreds of pouches that I love to buy. So that's that beautiful present. Love all my presents. And then when I went to Cyprus, I haven't shared this yet. It's a bit of a hot mess. I did it on natural dyed old hemp that my friend did here. And the ladies that came on the tour years ago, they did a course with her, Michaela. And when we went to Cyprus, Sas and I have been talking about doing travel journals, but stitched ones. So I thought I'd give it a whirl when I went to Cyprus, and I just worked on it every morning when I woke up before everybody else. And I just put things, they have all these beautiful doors, and sort of looks like a limestone or sandstone wall, and that lots of topiaries, and of course they have an olive tree in their garden, and there's bikes, and lots, of course you eat lots of olives when you're there, and my morning coffee. And there were these trees in, what was the name of the town? Oh, wait, Limassol. And they were like umbrellas. They were really, really thick like this and flat underneath. And some of the cafes had them as their umbrellas and the tables under them. There's another cat. And then, of course, the churches, and then that's the last day. I've still got to do some stitching on it, some cantha stitching and things. And then I want to give it an iron and then decide how am I going to house it. Am I going to put it on a spool? It would fit nicely on that one. I could attach it there and roll it around. Or am I going to back it? I don't know. I haven't decided. Or am I going to put it in a book form? So that's that one. And then we did one for our trip when everybody was here. Now, can you see? Because I zoomed in, didn't I? And did I tap? Okay. So I'm not doing everywhere that we went, just because I live here. So this says Venice. So Steph drew that for me. So we got Steph and Lulu. I'm going to thread paint there. I've got quite a bit of work to do. I might do that on a Wednesday, finish it off. But we got Steph and Lulu to do drawings, and then you wait till you see Corrine. She'll do a video. She did some of her own drawing. She's a very good drawer. And I was unwell when I was working on this, so I just let the experts do the drawings for me. I decided not to. I embroidered that one because Lulu did it quite simply. That was the view outside of our little hotel that we had. And I loved, there's lots of these oval windows with the wrought iron. And so, but I decided not to. I liked the sketchiness of it. So that was with a disappearing pen. So I left that one, not stitched, but I decided to stitch that one. We saw huge seagulls. So Lulu did that and I stitched that one. And then this is one of the houses on the canal. Lulu stitched that, but it's quite intricate, the drawing. So I've decided not to embroider that. I've got to do more stitching around here, I'm not sure. This is a beautiful 1800s piece of silk embroidery, and one of my antique dealers that I buy a lot from, she'd put them all aside for me. It was really funny. She'd covered everything, and she said she'd had an argument with another dealer who wanted to buy them, and she said, and then that dealer's just going to resell them to you for more. So she said, I covered them and I would not sell them to her because I knew you were coming. And I thought that was so nice. But so Sas, I shared some with Sarah, and she's got some on hers as well. So when she shares hers, she's still got a lot of work on it to do on it as well. And then so after Venice, we went to Milan, and I didn't feel like putting any buildings of Milan. But what happened was we went to Roberta de Marchi, and we saw when we were going to get the I think we're going to get the metro, we're getting a taxi back because it was raining and everything. And there were all these squirrels running around in the park. So I've got a stamped squirrel, but then I did a cross stitch. And that's on a piece of tapestry canvas. It was the edge. And I thought, I wonder how that would turn out, because I'm not sure. I don't think it's quite as even as cross stitch, but it was really nice big holes and I could see it. So I did my little squirrel on there, and I'm going to stitch that on. And here I need to do a whole lot of stitching. I've just put all my pieces there. This was a beautiful trim that I bought at Roberta de Marchi. This one too. I haven't finished embroidering that. And this is the house in San Leo, Steffi's grandparents' house. So we stayed there for a few days, and I was sick the whole time, but I still really enjoyed it. I am going to embroider that. Yeah, just 2 strands or 1 strand, and just do back stitch. I don't want to lose Lulu's sketchiness. She did that for me. And then I've just done a fabric collage. And then this is the side of the old barn, which is the oldest building on the property. And they've been there, the family's been there documented since 1500s. So the house is not 1500s, but the barn could very well be 1700s. It's very beautiful. And I think I may embroider that one as well. Just with brown, just back stitch. And I'm going to do some stitching all on here. And here's another, just a fragment of an 1800s embroidery. And then Mum had done a piece for Maria, my mother-in-law, and I said to her, we really should frame that, and you can even cut it, Mum. And at first she's like, oh no, I'm not cutting it, because she'd done it square. But I mean, go find a square frame, it's really hard. And so we we bought some frames at the market, antique market, and we chose the part, and we cut it, so there were little bits left over, so I put that there at the end. And then I've got one at the beginning, another bit of Mum's embroidery at the beginning. So that's a really fun thing to do. I mean, we were lucky because we had drawers to do the drawings, although I think my sister and Corrine definitely could do it because I saw hers. And she did a different format. So I'm thinking of putting this in a book, attaching it there, and then having it sort of roll out of the book, but I'm not quite sure. I've got to find a book because of course I've just done it willy-nilly. Worst case scenario, I'll put it on a roll, but I've decided to stop at San Leo. We did go then to Florence and to other places, but I think that's enough for me because as I said, I live here. Corrine did everything. She's finished, as I said, she finished hers before she left. She worked really hard on it. I tell you what, she does not sit with idle hands. I sit and procrastinate. She saw me in action, and she just does not. She doesn't have any hesitation, just gets on with it. So that's my show and tell for this video. Super fun doing a stitch journal. There's all little bits and pieces in there that remind me of their stay. So that's really fun. And of course, having people who can draw is a real bonus. And but you could find images on the internet, like illustrations, and trace them, just outline illustrations and stuff. So I mean, Venice I could have kept on going and done more and more, but at some point I needed to stop. Oh, and that's embroidery that we bought, that one and that one, we bought those in Milan, so it was good to include those. That was one that I just had. I've included, I don't know where I got that trim, but I think I got it from my haberdashery store. This is a yarn dyed Japanese linen that I got from Roberta De Marchi. My sister gave me that. Some of my fabric that I got, that's Tilda from Roberta De Marchi, that I bought at the Cruel Goblin in Sydney. That's one of my fabrics, but I felt like, Venice is all very rich with these rich colours and beautiful things, so I thought that was appropriate to have there. Of course, a little bit of script, and that's the other bit of the fabric that my sister gave me, and that's also from Roberta De Marchi. So a whole mix of fabrics from all over the place. A little bit of mark making on the fabric, which is fun. Yeah, so there we go. That is my video. Just sharing what we made. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing on Mondays. I haven't decided yet, so I'm just trying to get myself back into the swing of things. So it won't be stitching. I'm going to do something paper, but I just need to get my mojo going, so I need to finish that one as well. I'll probably back them, but I haven't decided. But aren't they fun? And then that's Sarah's beautiful tin, and Mum's lovely pouch, and then Corrine's beautiful things. I've hung that other one back up. So I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry there's no paper crafting today, but it is what it is, and I will see you again soon. Bye.